Alrighty. Here we go. 3, 2. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofect one, AJ. Joining me, as always, man with the number, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond, all hail the king of the links, the money train. Noah, how you doing today, bub?
Hey, man, it's a good day. The Minnesota Twins won back-to-back games for the first time since the middle of June. So I believe brings our record to an even 500 since the massive sell-off that was the trade deadline. So,
Wow.
yeah, take that, haters. 3-3. But, yeah, not such a great day if you're a Colorado Rockies fan. Getting swept by the Blue Jays. They gave up 45 runs and 63 hits in a 3-game series.
That's a lot. That's a lot of each of those, Noah. Like, that's, Pablo Sanchez numbers there, brother.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But, we are finally here with the golf season. It is playoffs?
Playoffs? We're talking playoffs? Noah, you bet your ass we're talking playoffs, brother. We've got the St. Jude Championship starting bright and early for us tomorrow here on the West Coast. Gonna be a good tournament, but Noah, I do want to go ahead and start off something. But before we do that, do just want to take a moment, shout out to everyone watching here on Rumble, X, and YouTube. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But before we get to the course and the field and everything like that, Noah, believe it or not, there is some, there's news. I don't know if I want to call it a controversy. I don't know if I want to call it, it's a distraction. It's a headline, if anything else, because it is something that has been done before. It's just not something that's very common. And I'm referring to the fact that Mr. Rory McIlroy, the Masters champion, Grand Slam winner, will not be playing in this weekend St. Jude's Championship, the first round of the FedEx Cup playoffs, citing the fact that he is more than comfortable right here. He has more than enough to get into the BMW Championship, which caused PGA officials, to kind of scramble. Statements coming out saying that, they're working on it. They're working on maybe fixing up this loophole and making sure every golfer is there every year. But
yeah,
if it's not Rory, if it wasn't Rory, I don't know if it would be a big deal. If it was Scotty doing this when he's so far ahead of everybody, I don't know if it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal Scotty's not there. I think it's a big deal Rory's not there. But it's not a headline, really. They're just trying, I feel like, just to bury Rory.
No, I think it is a little bit because nobody in their right mind would have any reason to skip these events.
Absolutely.
Other than, and I'd have to look at the points. I don't have it'd take a lot to calculate that in front of me, but there's only, I think, 3, maybe 4 golfers up at the top who have enough points to be guaranteed to play in the in the final round in the championship, that they're guaranteed to be in the top 30. Rory being one of those. He's sitting out this week. We'll see if he sits out next week too. But this is the first year, keep in mind, that we do not have the preferred scoring going into it. So there's no strokes. Everybody's going to be starting at even par in 2 weeks. And, obviously all the golfers know that. Rory knows that. And he's like, well, I have enough points that I'm in the top 30 regardless, even if I slip from 2 down to 18. It makes zero difference other than who my playing partner is.
I get that.
And that's why we've never seen anybody sit out these playoff events before, because the points are tremendous. Right? You got 2,000 points on the line for the winner. It's essentially basically triple what a signature event would be, and quadruple what a non-signature, just regular tour event would be, right? Like, so you got 4 times the points on the line that like the Wyndham had last week, the 3M before that. So it's a big deal points wise. You can make a lot of movement real quick with a solid finish in either the St. Jude or the what's one next week? Is that the BMW?
BMW.
and then the Tour Championship obviously next. But yeah, my question is, are we going to see Rory just sit out the BMW next week too? Because he can? Because he doesn't need it?
So it's interesting because, first of all, I will say I do think Rory is a coward for doing this, and I don't think there's any excuse or valid excuse to skip this event. It makes no sense. It's playoffs. Even if you're not, it's a bigger purse. It's a $20 million purse, and it's not chump change. And I get it. It's Rory McIlroy and everything, but you're telling me he wouldn't like a couple extra grand or $1 million in his pocket?
No, he's been pretty clear more than pretty much any other golfer that the money doesn't really interest him at this point. I think he's got plenty of enough money that he doesn't really care about what he's earning. That's why he's willing to sit out events, because that is literally the only impact of him sitting out this week and even next week that it would have is it will likely bump him out of the 2 spot, bump him down. How far, we don't know. It'll depend on how people finish. But, his bonus at the end of the year for where he finishes in the FedEx Cup standings will be affected by sitting this out. And if he sits out next week, that'll affect it as well. But this is a guy who's made it pretty clear he doesn't, he's making plenty of enough money hand over fist that he does not really care about maybe making $10, $15 million less. And so I wouldn't put it past him to sit out next week as well, knowing that he's going to be in that top 30 now that we don't have that preferred scoring, because he still has just as much chance of winning. It's just that year-end bonus where he finishes in the FedEx Cup standings.
Okay, so is he just not confident in his game right now?
I think
is that what it is?
I think he's plenty confident. I mean, it feels like since winning the Masters, we saw 1 or 2 weeks where it was some regression there, but he, won that and flew right over to Northern Ireland and was over there for 2 weeks, probably with family, partying, maybe, who knows, whatever the fuck he was doing. He doesn't strike me as a huge, go out party type of person, but he was probably just enjoying himself with his family and friends over there. Performance slipped for all of 2 weeks, and then he's been a top 20 machine. He hasn't really been winning. He's been in the top 5, top 3 a couple times, but he's been a top 20 machine, so it's not like he's been playing bad golf. He hasn't been missing cuts. I think his golf game is just fine, and we've seen him take 1, 2, even 3 week stints off at a time before, and it doesn't really seem to affect his game. I think the only loser here is the fans, right? I mean, Rory's obviously got a huge fan base, and now he's not playing in a major. I mean, not a major, but a major. I mean,
it's playoffs. Event. We're talking playoffs, bro.
Yeah,
this is like if Aaron Rodgers was, or pick a quarterback was just no, I'm going to sit out the wild card round. I'll see you guys next week. That would be wild.
Yeah, well. Yeah, it would be
I get it's not set up that way, but you know what I mean. It's essentially
it's like sitting. It's like an NFL team clinching a first round bye and then sitting their starters for week 17 and week 18 because they're 15-0 or they're 15-0 already. They've got it locked up, or they're 14-1, and so then they're like, oh well, we get a week off. We've already got the first round bye clinch, but we're also just going to sit our starters for the last 2 weeks of the regular season because it doesn't matter. And like I said, the only impact to Rory here is money. And if that's something he does not care about, then he's still going to be there in the final field of 30. And he can sit out this week. He can even sit out next week. And it's not going to matter. He's still going to be fine.
Yeah. If he sits out next week.
And we are talking about millions of dollars here that he's giving up by not playing. But
we've established money doesn't matter.
I think he's got enough. He's got enough M's in the bank account that he's like, whatever, don't care.
All right, so he doesn't. Okay, so then this is how I'm receiving it. Okay, and McCormick, by the way, how you doing, bub? We're doing good. Hope you're doing well as well on this beautiful Wednesday, dude. I don't know about you. I had a nice Wednesday today, but. Here's what I'm getting from Rory. It's one of two things. One, he is not confident in his golf game. He went out for a practice round or a couple practice rounds last week, and it was just not flowing, not working for him. And so he's like, I'm not going to go out there and just play like shit. I know it's no cut and everything, but I'm not going to go out there and play like shit. So I'll just sit out this week. We'll go to the BMW. We'll go out next week and just try again. Or he's lost.
Unless he sits out the BMW.
But again, but then my next point being, or he's just lost that drive to compete. And I hate to say it, but I understand
that's much more likely.
And it's fine. You know what I mean? When you're sleeping in silk sheets, it's hard to wake up every morning. You get punched in the face. I get it, but we might be at the point in time where we are not talking about Rory we're talking about Rory McIlroy more like we talk about Tiger Woods when he was, just playing select events and stuff like that. Like, oh, cool, Tiger's back. Oh, cool, Rory's going to be here this week. But I think his days as a full-time, PGA golfer and everything are done. And he's just lost it.
Yeah, and that's fine because when he does go out there to compete, he still is probably the second best golfer in the world. By maybe early, 4 months ago, maybe would have argued that he maybe third, but I guess if you throw Bryson into the mix because he's not in the rankings, like worst case scenario, you could say he's fourth, right? Worst case scenario, but there's no scenario where you can't say he's a top 5 golfer in the world. I think he's trying to be present for his daughter's childhood.
Absolutely.
Which I do commend him for that.
Absolutely.
I think that's a big piece of it. And the dude's got a estimated $250 million net worth. He's gonna he can play 8 events a year and still probably in those 8 events clear $20-30 million in earnings. He's got all his sponsorship deals. So he's just making choices to play less golf, which from a fan standpoint, it's a little frustrating, especially if you're a big Rory fan. But there's part of me that gets it, right?
Yeah.
And I think his only drive right now is majors. I think he'd like to win more majors. Obviously, a huge burst of emotion winning the Masters, finally getting that monkey off his back. I think he'd like to get some more majors. And I think he'd like to, win FedEx Cups. And outside of that, I don't think he really cares. So he's going to play in enough events. This is my take going forward. I think he's going to play in enough events to have himself in the mix, in the top 5, 10, whatever it needs to be with the FedEx Cup standings, to give himself a chance to win. And outside of that, I wouldn't be surprised if we're only seeing Rory play 8 to 10 events a year. If he's doing well enough in those 8 to 10. If he does well enough in those 8 to 10, he's got the points to take him into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs, into that final round. And and this is where the PGA is going to have to sit back and be like, oh, wait, getting rid of the preferred scoring now is going to leave this door open to other golfers doing this.
No incentive,
if they want to. Scotty, as good as he is, seems to just play a lot more tournaments than he needs to, and I do appreciate that because it's fun seeing Scotty go out there, especially in tournaments where you have some of the other big names sitting out, and Scotty's just like, fuck it, I'll go play the CJ Byron Cup. I know that's his event in his backyard, but it's always funny when you get Scotty out there for that, and then he's just like creaming the field by 8-9 strokes, just like
he's
little different, and I would understand it too if you had a golfer in that situation, if they had like a little nagging injury that they could play through, but they're like, I'm just going to rehab this for another week.
Yeah, save it for, if I really need to go out there for the BMW, then I'm going to be out there and we're going to see what we can do.
Yeah, but with Rory, it's just a choice. And, and I'm going to segue us in here unless you got something else to say, AJ, because it is a choice. And I think
last thing, and then I'll let you segue.
That choice
damn it.
But go ahead before we get to that.
We'll get to the Road Dog sponsored weather talk in a moment. But my last thing being the underlying problem here is PGA getting rid of the preferred scoring. And I understand Scotty asked for it, but not only
it was too easy for him, which I got that at the time, but then now you lead to other problems.
Exactly. And that's, Rory and then maybe other guys eventually, unless they close that loophole, not doing it. But there needs to be some incentive because I understand Scotty's point that it's too easy for him. Scotty, we get it. You're really fucking good at golf, bro. We get it. That's cool that it's too easy for you. But there needs to be something that they're working for, or else it's cool, dude. You finished first place in the FedEx Cup standings. You get absolutely nothing going into playoffs. Good fucking luck in the last round. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of dumb. At least, you know what I mean? In other playoffs, you get home field advantage, home court advantage, or something to give you a little juice. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. Let him. Not that it's a great solution, but give him a little something. At least be like, here's all the tee times, and depending on where you finish in that top 30, you get to choose what tee time.
What tee time? Yeah. What tee time do you want to go out? Who do you want to play with?
Well, maybe not who do you want to play with. Just go in order, and then you just get paired with whoever takes that other second spot of that tee time. But you're like, okay, do I want to go out at 8 a.m. or do I want to have a 1 p.m. tee time, right? Yeah. Or anything in between, and then just that way it's a little something. Although you're still going to have a lot of these professional golfers who are like, I don't care, I'll go play whenever.
Which I totally get, but I feel like there needs to be something in the playoffs because it does feel like there is a slight less sense of urgency for people that are above the top 30 to do well. And I mean, I get it for the guys that, need to hold on to those spots and everything, but you get to Rory's spot and it's like, well,
Yeah. And I always thought the system made sense, right? You're rewarding who finished the best in the regular season. You have those two playoff events in the St. Jude and the BMW where you've got basically 3 to 4x the points of a normal event so that if somebody like Lucas Glover 2 years ago
that was great.
Wins the Wyndham and then wins the St. Jude, and then all of a sudden, Lucas Glover came out of nowhere, was flirting with that top 70 line, and then all of a sudden he's, after winning the Wyndham and then the St. Jude the next week, he's sitting up there fucking third in the FedEx Cup points.
That was awesome, dude. That was so good.
And maybe 10 points is too aggressive for for the preferred scoring, but maybe you dial that back down to 5 for whoever's in first place, 4 strokes for second and third, 3 strokes for, or maybe you go 5 strokes for first, 4 strokes for second, 3 strokes for third, fourth, fifth, 2 strokes for 6 through 10, and then 1 stroke for 11 through 15, and then 16 through 30 are all just playing base even, but then you're not playing 10 strokes back, you're only playing 5 back. And
it still opens you up. We've seen, and I think that's the biggest point. We've seen so many people lose a 5-stroke lead in a very short amount of time,
especially in a 72 holes,
4-round no cut. Yeah. So there's other options out there. Let's hope the PGA does something about it because something does need to be done about it.
Which is probably a better scenario than obviously last year or any year that Scotty's going to finish first, right? If you have preferred scoring, there's legitimately 5 or 6 guys who have a chance at winning at that point, right? Because anybody who is 6 or more strokes back from Scotty Scheffler going into a 72-hole tournament does not have a fucking chance.
No.
And that knocks out 2/3 of the field immediately from winning. And then you got some guys where it's okay, 4 to 5 strokes back, you may have a chance, but it's still Scotty fucking Scheffler. And then you really start looking at it, and it's who has enough of a chance that you'd be willing to put money on him? And then you come down to maybe 3-4 names. But
I do want to say
could be a little gambling driven too, if the sports books got involved with this, because they don't want to sit out here and hang a Scotty line at minus 380.
No,
he's starting minus 10. They don't it kind of fucks it up for them when they have to hold or hang an outright before a tournament starts at minus 380. Because God forbid he gets injured or something.
Oh yeah, God forbid.
And then because if they're hanging him at minus 380, everybody else's odds are all way fucking juiced up, and then whoever wins, they're losing a lot of money on.
Yeah. It's again something needs to be done. I get wanting to make Scotty happy and everyone happy, but you got to make the fans happy too. So that's where I'm at with that. But
Again, my proposal is keep it. Just 10 strokes might be a little aggressive. Like let's
fair.
lower that a little bit, give some people a chance. But I do think you should reward those guys who are finishing first, top 3, top 5 in a season. There's not a lot of room, or you come up with a system where however many points you are ahead determines how many strokes you get, right? Because then Scotty of last year, now he doesn't have quite as much of a lead this year, but last year, and I know Scotty would probably hate this, but then it's like, all right, you had this many points, so oh yeah, it turns out you're 6 strokes ahead of second place going into it. This year a little narrower.
Yeah.
So this year maybe it's like, oh, Scotty's starting 6 under, Rory's at 4 under, and then there's not a lot of gap between Rory and the rest of the field, you know.
And then that also keeps first place involved, because then it's okay, well, how many strokes can I get ahead before before the finals and everything? And so I like that, Noah. I like that a lot.
Well, and if you, and I know it takes all the competition out of it, but if you win 12 events in a year, you should have a very sizable lead for the championship. If you win 12 events in a year, you should have a 6-7 stroke lead going into a 72 hole round.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I'm right there. I'm right there with you, brother. Last thing on Rory, and you kind of triggered this thought, and I've been kind of, having this internal debate with myself about whether I wanted to go on the air with this take, but I'm ready to do it, and wanted to get your thoughts on it too, Noah, with what we're saying about Rory, maybe wanting to focus on family, wanting to play a little less golf, but enough to stay in competition and, stay a part of golf and still make a little bit of money if he wants another boat or something like that. I don't know if he has a boat, but he seems like a boat guy. Anyway, with the next year coming up, a lot of the live golf contracts are going to be expiring. And I do think we're going to be seeing a mass exodus of live golfers, especially the big names, like a guy like Bryson, maybe a John Rahm. But Bryson definitely is going to be coming back to the PGA. Less dates, less golf, more money.
Especially because, I don't know if you saw the buzz, I'm sure you did, that, this unlimited money that the Saudis have is maybe not as unlimited as they advertise. Big news being a lot of these contract renewals are not going to involve anywhere near the amount of upfront guaranteed money.
Well, they can't. What they did was unbelievable, and now they're not turning a profit probably. And I get it; they got all that oil money, but eventually, someone's going to look at a books and realize there's a lot of red somewhere. But still, you get a guy like Rory. Rory has such, and not that Bryson doesn't, not that a lot of these guys don't, but Rory is, he's a guy. He's a Grand Slam winner. I think you bring a couple more eyeballs to live if Rory's on in that field. But what team does he buy? Does he buy a team, or does he
Rory
just join
quit golf before going to live?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying it fits the kind of the lifestyle that he's kind of laying out for himself. And maybe that's, hold on. So time out. Let's just stay here. Put on your tinfoil hat with me for a second. Maybe
I think he's more likely to go play on the DP World Tour full time, so he's closer to home and then only play in the majors than he is to go to.
No. But Live becomes the Legends Tour. Okay, not the old people to the Legends Tour, or not the Senior Tour or anything, but it's like the Legends Tour. And so you can get people out there, and they still do, the limited events, big purses, do it your way and everything. And boom, you got Rory in doing that, and that's all part of that merger. If that's still going on, I haven't heard a single thing about the merger in months.
I don't think that's ever going to come to fruition. I do think a lot of the golfers that are worth a damn on live are going to be jumping ship as soon as their contracts are up, because the mass amounts of money that they have to pay to break those contracts is crazy. But I think a crucial mistake that Liv made that's now coming to light is why'd you sign all these guys to 3, 4, 5 year contracts? Like, if you're giving them these massive fucking amounts up front, they should have made them sign 10 or 12-year contracts, because then they, with the way these contracts were structured, breaking the contract, you have to pay back so much fucking money, which if you've spent it, you obviously can't. But if you just play until your contract expires, then you can just go back to the PGA Tour, and your little 3 to 5 year stint with Liv was whatever. And then Liv's going to be just crippled because they're not going to have any talented golfers.
They're not, dude. It's going to be, Joaquin Niemann is probably going to be their guy. Yeah. Just from previous results and everything. I think Joaquin Niemann behind Bryson DeChambeau right now, but
if it gets to the point where in a year or two you're flaunting Joaquin Niemann and Phil Mickelson, 60-year-old Phil Mickelson as your
maybe their next change at Liv will be letting Phil bet on his matches. That'll boost ratings. I promise you that. That would be. I just want a Phil cam. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I can't imagine Liv's feeling good about their position they're in right now.
No, but it also doesn't seem like they're going to fold. I think they would rather merge before they fold.
I think they might silently just go away.
Ooh, so be one of those things where in 2 years we're like, did whatever happened to Liv,
Well, if they can't, because they haven't signed a big name since Jon Rahm went over. He was kind of the last big domino that kind of flipped. And his contract's expiring soon. And if you get Bryson, Jon Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton.
Yeah, Hatton, I forgot about him.
All going back to the PGA Tour. And then you just continue that, stretch it out 3 to 5 years, and Liv just is signing, trying to, at that point, probably shark guys off of the DP World Tour, who it's like, okay, who cares? And then nobody's going to be paying any attention to Liv because it's just a, second-rate golf event. Like, at that point, might as well just go watch, U.S. Amateur Tour or the Corn Ferry.
Well, hey, if anyone from Liv is watching, if they want to give me a call, I've been practicing. Let me tell you, I'll be entertaining at least. So, and I will take all that money. Don't worry. I won't ask for nearly as big of a guarantee, but still need some guarantee. Anyway.
Adrian's like, just give me $1 million over 5 years and we'll call it good.
I'll go play fucking 5 golf events a year and go chill at home the rest. That sounds fantastic, Noah. Anyway, that's all I got on that. You ready to get into the St. Jude?
Yes, sir.
Dude, let's go ahead and do it because, of course, we are talking about the FedEx Cup or the FedEx St. Jude Championship, sponsored, of course, by FedEx. If you couldn't tell, I just wanted to, point that out for everyone, Noah. This is played at TPC Southwind in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a par 70, 7,288 yards, a $20 million purse, Noah. Lots of money on the line. As you mentioned, a lot of FedEx Cup points on the line as well. We are talking playoff golf, Noah, and I am here for it. Now let's talk about how fun this course would be and how bad I think I would do at it, because my goodness, Noah, I always forget when we go into this tournament that there's not 1, not 2, not 5, but 12 dog legs. 12 dog legs on this one, with the 6th narrowest fairways on the PGA Tour right now, Noah. And water, Noah, my ball loves to find water, and it would have 10 different opportunities on this course to go home to the water where it belongs. Not the hole, Noah, in the water. You've seen it happen multiple times for some reason. Even when I get the hands through, that's my issue. I think I get my hand out. I'm closing the face now too much. I was opening the face too much. Now I'm closing the face too much. No, I had 2 rounds where I was hitting it just right. And then I woke up on Monday and I was like, I should close the face a little bit when I hit the ball. That will That would be great.
I think your problem's just thinking too much.
Dude, that's the issue. I go out and I don't think sometimes, and then I just can't hit the ball, dude. And I'm just like 5 feet behind it. I hit grass a lot better though. I'll tell you though, my divots out of the grass have gotten deeper, and they travel farther now. So there's good power coming at least in the delivery, just not where I need it to go. But this isn't. I'm sorry, this is not a dissection of my golf swing right now. We're going to talk about some more golf. By the way, sorry, I'm very frustrated with my golf swing right now. If you can't tell, I'm very frustrated. Anyway, I'm going to try to solve it tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of issues on this hole. No, a lot of issues, a lot of different obstacles for these golfers to navigate. It's may not be nearly as drastic as the US Open typically is, but still not the best conditions, not the funnest, most fun conditions, not the easiest conditions, what we want to see in playoff golf. And those greens, no, those were recently renovated with Tiff Eagle Bermuda grass. I'm just saying that because I thought the name was cool personally and wanted to share that with everyone. I thought it was just Bermuda grass, but apparently there's Tiff Eagle Bermuda grass, which is pretty sick in my opinion. They're big. They're big. It's rough, dude. It's rough. But yeah, hit them straight, hit them accurate. And if you can hit it far, that's fantastic. Just make sure that shit is down the middle or else you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Be careful on those approaches. Put the ball safe, but put them, make sure you're even on it. Let's just go with that. But that's all I got on the course and kind of what we're looking for, Noah. Let's go ahead and go to the weather report sponsored by Road Doc Spo Talk. Noah, what are we? I'm sorry, the money train, the Choo Choo weather report. I got to get that name just tattooed on my hand so I remember it. I always give it a new name.
Come on, man. This is
we figure it out. Noah, what are we looking like this week?
Hot and sticky. If you thought you were getting anything else from Memphis in August, you're a fool. And that's what I was hinting at earlier with Rory. That's the one part where I don't blame him for sitting it out because I would not want to be playing a round of golf 4 days in a row in hot, humid, full sun in Memphis, Tennessee right now. But you know what? These guys are going to do it. They get paid a lot of money to do it. 92 full sun tomorrow. 92 full sun on Friday. 93 full sun on Saturday. Sunday you get a little bit of cloud coverage, but also partly sunny and 92. Humidity going to be north of 50-60% all 4 days. It is going to be miserable conditions. Wear a color that doesn't show sweat stains. That's my only advice to all these golfers. Some of them still don't seem to realize that all the time.
Everyone looks like Sean Miller. It's fantastic.
And I guarantee you there's going to be some guys who are wearing colors that are just showing full drenched in sweat. At some point, your shirt's just entirely wet, so it just changes colors to a darker hue, so it's okay. But yeah, not going to be fun weather to be playing golf in. But again, they get paid a shit ton of money. Wind shouldn't be a huge factor. Wind should be sitting between 4 and 8 miles an hour the entire week, so not really going to be a big deal. I think perfect conditions for these golfers to hit the ball straight, to, with the humidity and the heat, greens should be pretty manageable. This is an event that's not, this course isn't overly difficult. We will probably see low scoring into the mid to upper teens to win this. So I don't think we're going to be seeing any rounds, 62, 61, 60, anything like that. But I don't think it's out of the question to see plenty of 64s, 65s on this course.
No, not at all. But that weather is going to be brutal. That's going to be so rough, dude. I don't miss that at all.
Oh, God. And direct sun for all of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'd maybe shank one drive into,
the trees or something, just get some shade on the back nine or something like that. I'd consider that move. But You ready to get into these odds?
What?
Into these odds?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, Noah, because let me tell you, kind of like we were hinting at earlier, you just ignore the first line. If we just ignore the top line, this is it's priced pretty competitively, but just ignore the top line. Don't think about it. I don't know what you're doing with some. We'll find out.
Yeah, well, in the event that you've got Scotty playing and you don't have Rory playing, these are the type of lines you get.
I know. It's just always blows my mind. Always does. Let's go ahead and get into it. Top 20, Noah. Scotty Scheffler is in at minus a K, bro. Minus a K.
I did not look at these prior.
Bro, that is not, just Rory not playing. That is the sports book just saying, listen, guys, don't bet on this. It's minus 1,000. We'd go lower if we could, but we know some of you psychos are going to bet on this. This is insane.
Are we sure Scotty doesn't have a 10-stroke lead going into this one?
From what I've been reading, no, he's going in even par like everyone else.
All right. Well, I'm going to be staying squarely off that minus 1,000.
You sure you don't want to sprinkle a little? Maybe win $1?
I can't. I know sometimes I do talk myself into taking minus 400 or 500 ish odds on Scotty to top 20. That 1,000's not going to happen. And these odds will look a little different than a normal event, just because we do have only 70, and then we'll see next week it'll be even a little bit different than in the final. But
70 and no cut. Let's keep that in mind.
Which is on. This one is basically on par with any of the signature events. Next week's going to be a shorter field, and then obviously the championship with only 30 guys. They still do hold top 20 lines, but you've got about 14, 15 of them at minus odds. So,
yeah.
Going to stay off of Scotty there.
That's fair.
I don't love it, but I am going to take Xander at minus 175.
Okay.
Yeah, I think accurately priced at 2 there. I think Xander is the second best golfer in this field. Presumably, he should top 20. Beyond that, these numbers are just not jiving with me for the most part.
Yeah, it's a rough top 20.
Give me Victor Hovland.
Hovland?
Yep, that's where I'm jumping in here at top 20. Victor at plus 100. Ben Griffin at plus 100. Smaller fields. Patrick Cantlay, who actually I think he was right above them, also at plus 100. Not had the best season, but
no, we've not called his name a lot this season.
And oddly enough, this is an event where there are not a lot of guys who consistently play it well. Cantlay and Hovland are two of those guys who have consistently kind of played this event pretty decent. So I'm riding with them, and I do have one more player that I have on my card for the same reason. I will get to that in a moment. But I am going to take a little flyer on Sepp Straka at plus 105, even though really has not done much lately after having a lightning hot start to the season and just kind of coasting the rest of the way. He will be playing with Scotty, though. And I do think playing with Scotty Scheffler for a lot of players improves their play.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think there is a mental factor to that where it's like, whether Scotty's doing good or not, it's like, I got to step my game up because I'm playing with the best.
Yeah, I am playing with him.
And I think Sepp's capable of that. I'll take a plus 105 on him to top 20. I'm cool with it.
Love it.
Jake Knapp's going to be on my card. I've loved Jake Knapp, what he's done this season. If you tune into the show, you know I love Jake Knapp. You know I've been huge on Ben Griffin as well. Ben Griffin's had a bit more of a successful season than Jake Knapp, but plus 150 is going to be totally okay with there. And Lucas Glover, going to be the other name who has played this event very well,
Yeah.
like 3 of the last 4 years. Plus 175, 2 top 20. I am totally okay with that. Let's see some more Glover magic in the St. Jude. And then I am going to take the lone wolf, the one man who is playing without a partner because Rory decided he didn't want to play this event. And my guy who snuck in last week into the field at number 70. He's played pretty well the last 3 weeks. Give me Matty Schmid.
Plus 320 to top 20.
And he did try to work himself out of the top 70 on Sunday at the Wyndham after being top 5 going into Sunday. But it wasn't enough. He couldn't work his way out. And then I think he birdied like the last 3 holes to. So, hey, he's birdied his last 3 holes he's played. That's all I got to say.
Not bad.
Playing by first tee time of the day, playing by himself. I think he's going to go out and just have a nice zen morning.
Oh, especially if he's first out?
Yeah. So
I mean, you get to set pace of play and everything then? That is...
Well, he's going to have no problem pace of play. By the time he ends his round, he's going to be 3 holes in front of the second grouping because he just... We see this sometimes with players who, when we have a weird cut line where it doesn't add up right, who are out there Saturday or Sunday, and they're in last place of everybody who made the cut, right? And they go out there and they're playing they get the first tee time of the day. They're playing by themselves. So you can kind of play at whatever pace you want because you don't have a partner. You're not holding anybody up because the group behind you is going to be playing slower because there's 2 of them and there's 1 of you. And we generally, not always, but tend to see some really low rounds when that's the case.
True.
Matty Schmid going to have the first tee time Thursday. He's going to have the last tee time Friday, which is that might suck a little bit. Because you're obviously playing faster than the group in front of you, and then it's going to be a lot of waiting at the tee boxes.
Yeah.
But good news with that is you can take as much time with every single putt, every single shot that you want. And so I think Matty Schmid's going to be in really good position going into Saturday where he will be having a playing partner. And I think plus 320 to top 20 is great for a guy who's played really well the last 3 weeks.
I like it. Anything else in the top 20 for you, Noah?
No, I got a slimmer card because, again, I just can't get behind a lot of those odds. I do have some more guys on my card, just not the top 20 because I just got some kind of brutal odds there on a lot of guys.
I agree. I'm only got a couple in here in the top 20 as well, Noah. To start off, since we're down here, you know it's going to happen. I got to do it. We're talking playoffs. Give me Sungjae M sitting at a lovely plus 180 here. I will admit this is more of a homer pick for my boy Sungjae than anything, but I haven't just thrown money on him because I'm supporting him in a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in the top 20 here, Noah, with Sungjae. He's got my support today.
Do the other one.
I can't. I can't because I don't think he's going to top 20 this. No, I'm not going to lie. I didn't dive as deeply in on him as much as I did Sungjae.
Oh, you run a whole 2.5 year thing on Sungjae. This Siwoo's just been like a little 4-month stint.
It was a nice little, we talked, we went to dinner a couple times, but it didn't work out. We just wanted different things in the end. I wanted to win money. He, didn't want a top 20. So it's just one of those things. No, it happens. It happens in every good relationship, but I don't know why. But Ricky Fowler's name is sticking out to me for some reason this week. I'm not betting on him. I just want it noted that he is, for some reason, just kind of in my ear about that. I will take Akshay, though, at plus 150 and take a little flyer on him. Nothing fancy, just a little sprinkle or something with Akshay. I like the way he's playing. I feel, I guess I should be taking him first, second round, maybe. He's been having pretty crappy Sundays, so I don't know.
That's been his big issue. Akshay's been great recently through 54 holes, and then for whatever reason, he just does not like Sunday.
No, dude, he's allergic to Sundays like Rory's allergic to, holding on to a lead. It's crazy, but I hope he turns it around. I think he can set himself good enough though going into Sunday to top 20, even if he does fall off. Yeah, these lines are shite. I will take Sepp Straka at plus 105. I do like that. Co-signing Ben Griffin. And that's all I'm going to be on. I'll be real, dude. I'm not a fan of a lot of these other lines. They're just a little too rich for me.
Gotterup is really tempting for me just because of the fact that he's one of the hottest golfers over the last 3-4 weeks.
Sitting at plus 115, though.
That's what I don't love. What I don't love is you talk about the last 3-4 weeks, Gotterup being super, super hot. He had a really good Scottish Open, a really good Open. Came out, had a really good 3M. Don't remember if he played the Wyndham or not, but I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. He's hot. I'll give him that.
Had a really good 3M, but the 3M field is the 3M field, and you had 2 links courses overseas, so I don't know that I'm there with it. I'm definitely not at the plus 115. I think it's an interesting name to think about, but it's not one that I want to put my hard-earned money on at plus 115. If you were hanging it at plus 180, plus 190, I'd probably be all over it.
Yeah. Just need some more juice on that, baby.
That being said, if Gotterup finishes in the top 10, top 5 in this event, I probably will be blindly betting him next week at the same or a worse price.
Yeah, he starts climbing that leaderboard tomorrow. I might pull a Sung Jae and just be like, well, he's obviously going to win. And then I'm going to remember, oh, wait, Scotty Scheffler's playing golf.
That he is.
Yep. Scotty Scheffler is playing golf this weekend. So anyway, keeping it moving. No, let's go into the top 10. Just don't look at the top line. At minus 350 is where Scotty is currently sitting there. I will say we've seen him here at a top 10 before, minus 350 the last time he was out. Or he's 340 or something like that. I guess Rory was there too. It just feels bigger because there's such a drastic drop off and there isn't that Rory buffer of, well, if he decides to play.
I'm doing it.
Where do you want to start?
I'm doing it.
No. Why, dude? I hate it when you do this shit.
Every time I've done this, it's hit.
I know.
I got the receipts. I can go back. I mean, it might take a while. We don't have that much time, but
I know you got the receipts.
Let's see here. Minus 340 at the Travelers.
Yes,
believe that hit. Minus 340 at the Charles Schwab. Probably.
No, I get it. It's hit, okay?
Minus 225 at the PGA Championship, a fucking major. That hit. Minus 300 at the Byron Nelson. He won that.
Noah, your point has been made. I fucking get it.
Yeah. It's just the man's a top 10 machine. He does miss the top 5 occasionally, but he just doesn't fucking miss the top 10. It's just not something that happens. And that's why the top 20 lines are so fucked, because this is a guy who makes the top 10 90+% of the time. So, I don't know. Somebody'd have to start, carpet bombing the golf course or something for him to miss the top 20.
Or he gets arrested again.
Still made the cut.
That's true.
I am laying the minus 350 because you're basically, I'm sitting here in my head. I'm like, okay, this is something I got maybe a 90 to 95% chance at hitting, and you're putting at minus 350. I'll take it.
Fair enough.
It's free money. I'm going to continue on Xander here. I know I still hate betting that minus 175 because I hate the line, not because I hate the outcome. I think Xander, top 10, sure. Plus odds, I'm okay taking that. I'm going to jump in on JT
Okay. I
plus
like that. I like that a
185.
lot.
Didn't love where top 20 was at minus 150 ish or whatever the fuck it was, but plus 185 I can get behind. A guy who I have not been betting at all this season, who I am on, is Matt Fitzpatrick.
He's had a good couple of weeks.
His last 3 tournaments, he is, I think, top 20 at all 3 of, and been in the mix. And he's had not a great season, but a good enough season to make the top 70. And it feels like Fitzy's playing his best golf right now.
I would agree.
And so I like that. Love Victor Hovland.
Hovland.
I think that man, as stoned as he always is, will just be playing phenomenal golf. He plays, just get high as shit and play golf. That's Victor for you. I'm gonna get behind Ben Griffin here too. I might have a lot more top 10 picks than top 20 because I like the lines better. But okay, sorry, I had to look at that twice. I was like, he's listed above, but the odds are okay. Plus 250 on Ben Griffin. I'm cool with that. I take a little Patrick Cantley as well.
Okay.
I am going to leave Sepp just at the top 20. I'm going to take a little Lucas Glover. Juice me up, baby.
Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is.
Plus 450. God, I fucking love that. And give me a little flyer on Matty Schmid, man. I mean, this is at a number that I can absolutely stomach for Matty Schmid to somehow finish 6 strokes back from the lead, tied 9th at plus 850, and just cash that in. I'm not taking him any farther than top 10. Don't get me wrong, the 70th guy in, the last guy in, but to my point earlier, won't repeat it. I think, just playing alone for 2 days, I think he can he's either going to play terribly or play really, really well by just dialing in, playing by himself, just him and his caddy.
Yeah, one of the two. Anything else in the top 10?
No, I don't think so. I'm just waiting for that Matty Schmid 12 under, tied second going into Saturday.
Fair enough, but I like Matty Schmid. That's a nice pick, Noah. I like your thought process there. I'll jump in on Lucas Glover. I will throw a little cheddar on Sungjae. He's been playing good golf.
That's a good number. That's a good number for Sungjae.
Great number for Sungjae.
Do I think he's going to top 10? No, but at plus 450, I might have to throw a little flyer on that.
You got to, I think you got to do it. I really do. I got Sepp here too at the plus 260. I'm going to throw a little on the captain here at plus 280. I have been, I will say, less than impressed with his golfing the last couple of weeks, but see, he's a guy that, it feels like I've watched a little Ted Lasso. He seems like a goldfish to me. He can just go ahead and move on. But
yeah, I'm not so certain about that. I think Keegan's had a less than stellar month or two, but
we'll see.
He's had a great season overall. Just the last month or two has been less than stellar.
We'll see. I do like the Aaron Rye number, so I'm going to take a flyer on him at the plus 240. Matt Fitzpatrick, you sold me on him. I'll take him at plus 200. JT at the plus 185, and I'm good. I'm not touching Scheffler. But top 5, Noah, what are you feeling?
Oh boy, top 5, Scotty baby.
Yeah, I'll bite on that too.
I like the top 10 line better. And I feel like I say this a lot, right? Because they tend to just like kind of cut the line in half for top 5. And I do think there is a much bigger grace period area for top 10 than there is for top 5. So the books obviously have their way of doing things, but I would think like top 5 should be a third of what top 10 is, not half, but that's just me. So
Noah, come on.
Well, that's why I'm just explaining my logic to
I'm
why I generally love the
I
top
got it.
10 lines at, worse odds than the top five. But, anyways, that's where we're at with that. Not going to jump on Xander at plus 300 because I just don't love that at
I don't
all.
blame you.
Same thing with JT at 400. Don't love it at all. Fitzpatrick, same story. We'll take a little Victor action at top five. Plus 500. I'm okay. Still don't love that, but whatever. It is what it is. Got to take some action somewhere. And then I think I'm only taking 3 plays here on the top five. It's going to be Scotty. It's going to be Victor Hovland, and then I'm going to take I'm going to shoot my shot with Lucas Glover here.
Ooh, okay.
I am going to shoot my shot at some very nice odds here with Lucas Glover at plus 1100.
I like it. I like it a lot, Noah. Lucas Glover sitting there at plus 1100. Dude, this top five's been hard. I'm not gonna lie. I've been flip flopping on a lot of these picks.
The lines are brutal.
Dude, they are.
Is it weird that I'm taking more action on the top 10 than I am the top 5 or the top 20 because I feel like the top 20 and top 5 lines are just kind of brutal. Like the book's being stingy.
They're being very
stingy here. There is not hardly any separation between
well, because they know if they price Scotty any lower, they're going to lose a lot of money. But if they price these guys how they probably should actually be priced for a playoff, they're going to lose a lot of money if Scotty decides to shit the bed.
Yeah, and I guess it's a lot easier to get behind a golfer you really like this week on a top 20, top 10 line. But these top 5 lines, man, there's just
They're
not
rough,
really hardly anybody I like well enough between 3 and 600 to be like, oh yeah, they're a shoe in for a top 5.
Yeah, if I really wanted to, I could probably talk myself into Sepp Straka at plus 600. You could always
talk yourself into Sepp.
I know, I can always, but even Hideki at plus 550, Cantlay at plus 550, nothing.
It's
JJ Spawn at 700, Spieth at 650.
It's so narrow.
Yeah, dude.
They're not fun lines.
This is like looking at a 3.5 point spread in a football game.
Yeah. Yep, that's a great way of putting it.
Because honestly, if we want to go by that, I want to just take a flyer on Steven Yeager at plus 2,500 and just have a nice little weekend.
All right.
If we're really honestly, because just the way these are, I feel like this is just where you should take your big flyers, take your shots.
I'll tell you who you shouldn't bet on, and that would be Cam Davis.
No?
I don't know if you saw that with him basically saying, he's like, I don't care. It's like if I miss the top 70, I'm I might be done with golf.
See, oh shit.
He literally said that. He was like, this is just, I don't know. You can watch the whole interview, but he was basically like, yeah, whatever. I might be done with golf after this season. So he seems like he's preemptively thrown in the towel. He did squeak into the top 70. Was not in one of the final 5, 6, 7, whatever tee times at the last round of the Wyndham, and they were interviewing him while he was sitting there watching other guys finish their back nines and not knowing what his fate was going to be, and he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know," and it totally read as if I might be done after this, even though he's going to have a full-time player card next year. But
so he'll probably play next year. That's rough, dude. That's rough.
That being said, I don't know. Bet on him if you think that's whatever, but I would steer the fuck away from Cam Davis over anybody else if you're looking for a long shot flyer.
That's a good point. I like that. Thank you for pointing that out, Noah.
Echevarria might be a...
I was thinking him or Finau.
Although Echevarria fell apart on Sunday, which I don't love. Finau has just not played good golf. He missed the damn cut at the 3M, which for whatever reason, Tony Finau plays every year. I do love that he does that, but you look at Tony, didn't play the Wyndham, missed the cut at the 3M. I believe did he miss the cut at the Open and the Scottish Open?
I believe so. Yeah, that sounds right.
So basically, explains the line here is you've got a Tony Finau who's got 3 straight missed cuts going into the playoffs.
But hey, it's playoffs. Anything can happen.
He's got about 1,000 children though, so I mean, good for him.
Yeah, shout out to dad life.
That's an exaggeration. It's only 7 or 8. I don't remember what the count's at.
Yeah, he's not Phillip Rivers.
Not yet. No.
He can't field a football team yet.
He's not far off though. Not far off.
No. I might take a flyer on Kevin Yu to top 5 at plus 1,200.
It's an interesting one.
It is.
That just a gut feel type of thing. No logic.
I love my boy Kevin Yu. Every once in a while I pull him out of the waterworks and throw a flyer on him when I'm feeling it.
Hey, no, I
the last time I did it, Noah, he missed the cut. So,
so you're saying don't bet on Kevin Yu.
But in my defense, I did have some bad Mexican before that recording, so it might have just been that gut feeling I was feeling.
Oh, you felt the gut feeling, just not the right gut feeling.
Yes, exactly. But I had a healthy dinner, so it's a good gut feeling this time.
Right.
And I'm feeling a little Kevin Yu action. But that's all I really got in the top 5, dude. These lines are just miserable to look at and pissing me off the more I do. You got any outrights on this, bud? I mean, Scotty at 280, I guess thank you, Sportsbooks, for making sure there's a plus in front of the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scotty. I mean that's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna put a unit or 2 on it at plus 280.
Not gonna get a better line.
We're gonna see what's happening with the tournament, and if I need to lay a whale play Saturday or Sunday like I love to do, I will. But again, I'm not putting a lot on it, like a unit or 2 maybe at the plus 280, just so I have it, because every time Scotty's playing, there's a really good chance that the pre-tournament line is going to be the best line that you're going to get on that. And yeah, it is what it is. I might throw a little flyer on Victor Hovland though.
Okay.
I don't know. I got a really strong feeling about Hovland this week, and plus 3,500. It's a nice number to throw half or a third of a unit on, and then if it hits, it covers basically the rest of my board. So
I'm with you. I mean, I've only got Scotty. It's like taking an insurance policy out on my gambling on Sunday. Okay, I'm probably going to hit at least one bet on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I'm probably just going to whale play the minus 350 to top 10, and then just sit back and not worry about shit. And I've done that multiple times this season. That's kind of been my Scotty Scheffler gambling strategy. The back half of the season is just throw fucking 10 units on Scotty at minus anywhere from 225 to 380 to top 10, and then just sit back and it's fine because he's going to hit, and then you profit a couple units and it's whatever. I don't remember the last time he missed a top 10.
I don't either. Shout out Scotty. Absolute dog. Great actor. But stick to your day job. Sweet, dude. That is all I've got on the St. Jude and the world of golf right now. You got anything else before we call it a night?
I thought I accidentally hit the X there. No, I don't. Just looked it up really quick. So Scotty's made 11 straight top 10s. In case you're wondering.
That's a lot, dude.
Yeah, and he that covers almost the entire season. He's only missed the top 10 twice this entire season out of, I believe, 18 starts, with 11 straight. So 16 out of 18. Last 11, he's been in the top 10. Got a few wins sprinkled in there. Less wins than last year, but I this is why I say, like, it's fine. I think the book tries to scare people off by hanging these odds, but it's really just fucking blindly bet it because it's gonna hit. It's not at a terrible, like, it's not like taking a Michigan money line against App State where it's gonna be at some terrible line and you might lose, right? Like, obviously bet within your means, but
Bet responsibly.
It's a minus 350 that is more than likely going to hit.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I think it's great value because the chances of it hitting are better than what the odds are at.
Fair enough. Well, with all that being said, hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone watching here on Rumble, YouTube, X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But with all that being said, I'm the Brofect one, AJ. That's the Money Train, Noah. And we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.